Hey guys, just received this one, and just want to kind of do a GEC video right now. Let's see here. I didn't quite get through the full showing of this one, so I just figured I'd go ahead and throw in another video. I'm a little bit bored right now. Had an extremely long day, and so just need something to really kind of like lighten me up a little bit. So here's a little comparison as towards size of the blades that you'll receive. Now, as you guys can kind of see, I've got them lined up. So each one of these tubes is just about lined up perfectly from the bottom. And so you've got different size tubes based off of the size of the actual physical knife that you'll be receiving, which is pretty cool in my thoughts. Whereas with certain knife companies, they use the same box, the same size box for pretty much all their knives. I see it a lot with Benchmade. I mean, no matter what size knife you get with Benchmade, if it's a blue class, black class, gold class, anything, they're pretty much always the same size boxes. Typically when you go into gold class, you're usually getting a clasp box inside of a box, and so that's a little bit different, but you're also looking at something that you're paying $600 for. So I think that that's pretty creative. Yeah, it's only cardboard tubing, as far as their container, but they pretty much, dependent upon the size of the knife, they're cutting these in different sizes as towards how large your knife is going to be. So we'll just set these guys off to the side here for a second, and we'll do just a small little comparison in size as far as the knives themselves. Whereas you can see, small, medium, large, they're all pretty much, the same basic size as these guys, where the small is just slightly smaller than the medium, but the large definitely is much larger. I just found that to be a little bit creative on their end. Just something kind of cool, I thought, in a sense, so that they're actually paying attention towards the differences in the actual quality of what they're sending out to you. In my last video, I was kind of showing you guys that whole right hand side of the knife, the way that it fits into your palm with certain handles. Now, if you guys look on this one, it kind of does the exact same thing. The right side is so much thicker than this left side. It's an incredibly amount thicker, as you guys can see kind of on the back side. I mean, it's just huge in the aspect of differences in which hand it's going to be going into. Lock back, you wouldn't think that they'd necessarily do that, but I'm not quite sure. As far as the liner locks, they do make liner locks for lefties, so you do have a lefty liner lock if you choose to, and I'm assuming that if you were to purchase a lefty liner lock, that you'd end up with more stag, the more thicker stag, should I say, on this side rather than on this side, so that way it'd fit into a lefty's palm a little bit differently. Because when I hold this in my hand, I can definitely feel it contour more on this side in the hand than if I do it in my left hand, where it feels flat and doesn't quite contour to my hand. So that's pretty creative. I've noticed that over time with a lot of the slip joint knives, is typically the right side is a lot fatter than on the left side, whereas with Northfield or Great Eastern Cutlery, it seems to be even more emphasized towards making sure that it fits the contours of your hands better. But as far as the blade size, this thing is just, I mean, it astounds me at how huge it is. And it weighs it's got a good weight to it. It feels very nice in the hand, but you know, you've got all this steel. Don't know if I showed this before, but as you guys can see, the blade is just slightly off to the left because it's got that liner lock in there. So they don't really change the brass linings or anything like that. They don't make one side thicker than the other or anything like that. I also noticed on the Stag there is a little slight gap down here near the bolster. Not a big deal to me because I did get this cheaper than what you'd get one from pretty much anywhere else. So I did get a good deal on that. And I had stated in my other video, not this one, but the other video that was hopefully uploaded before this one. Hopefully I was smart enough to do that. That I had contacted GEC and they are going to take care of this blade wobble that I've got right here. You guys can see a lot of blade wobble side to side. They have no problems. I was emailed because I left them kind of a late night email. I believe that email was sent back to me, I think it was like at 8:15 a.m. the very next morning, stating that they would take care of me. All I had to do was ship it in, and they will cover the costs of the shipping back, and if they can't fix it, they will replace it with a new one that doesn't have this side to side or up and down play. So very, very happy about that, because for a company as excellent as Great Eastern Cutlery, their name, you know, is just pretty much stands out when you ask a slip joint person who's your favorite company or whatnot, that they would take care of you, and most people would say GEC or, you know, Great Eastern Cutlery, Northfield. So definitely outstanding customer service that I've received from them so far. I didn't have to wait a week for an email like I've had to on other customer service places. I won't name names, but certain, you know, that shows a lot of integrity by their company, that, you know, they're not somebody who's going to make you wait and sit and stand by for a long period of time to, you know, get something like this taken care of. So I'll probably most likely be mailing this one out tomorrow, since I'll have the time. It is Friday night, so tomorrow's Saturday. So tomorrow will probably be the only time that I'll have, really. But pretty much just the particulars of these guys. Just kind of wanted to show them off a little bit more. Really, really love these knives. Very top quality. Beautiful, beautiful stag handles. I mean, these things are excellent, excellent stag handles. I'm kind of, I almost was willing to live with that blade play, just because the stag is just gorgeous, the way that the lines are and everything else. But I'm sure that they'll take care of me, and if I don't get the exact same knife back, that I'll get the same in quality. I have no doubt about that, in receiving the quality of stag. So hopefully that'll be taken care of pretty well. But like I said, I don't have a whole lot of doubt in Great Eastern Cutlery, because they seem to be a stand-up company so far, in my mind. But if you guys are planning on getting into slip joints, or plan on just purchasing a slip joint for an everyday carry, yeah, you are going to be looking towards paying a little bit more. But Great Eastern Cutlery does have different lines of their cutlery. So you've got the Titty-Ute, you've got Great Eastern Cutlery, and then you've got Northfield, which I don't know what that was, but that was very loud. Sorry about that, guys. But they do have the different lines do go from, you know, the low end to the medium end to the high end as far as price, whereas you're still getting the same good quality, You might be getting a little bit lower end steel, maybe a little bit lower end handle material, but you're definitely getting a very quality made knife. I'm not sure if it's the GEC or the Titty, but they do come in 1095 blade steel or a 440C. I've heard that the 440C is an excellent steel through these guys, and that nobody's really had any issues with it being, you know, too soft or anything like that. But what I've experienced so far is these two guys have an extremely high polish to them for a 1095 blade steel, and then this one's got a little bit different of a finish to it. It's almost got like a normal natural grinds. It's still highly polished, but let's see if I could get it to show here. You guys see those grinds? These have got to be probably some of the absolute best grinds that I have seen. The cleanest, smoothest grinds that I've seen. I don't know if that's due to the high polish that they gave to it or the actual steel, but I really like this look on these knives. I mean, this is probably the best look out of the three of them as far as the blade finish. I do like the high finish on, you know, the mirror polished finish on these guys, like all slip joints. But they do have a tendency to really show scratching. So as you guys could see with the liner lock, and this was one of my thoughts as far as getting the liner lock, was that no matter what, you're going to end up with scratching. So as you guys could see up here, it's scratching, and up here there's some scratching, and then there's some more on this side. It's going to be hard to show it, but it's right up in here and then up in here as well. So it's just basically, once you close the knife, you do end up with it rubbing on the liner itself, as well as the liner kind of pushing a little bit on it up into the brass liners themselves. So you are going to get a little bit of scratching. So far I don't really have any scratching on this guy, except for maybe that one right there. I'm not sure what that's from, but I'm not super worried about it since it is going back in. And I was planning on having this one as one of my EDCs, but I don't know, I might buy one of the lower end ones, hopefully with a 1095 steel, just maybe not such a nice stag one. But excellent knives. If you guys are planning on going into slip joints, I cannot honestly recommend another slip joint company that would be better than this. Case does make very quality knives, but again, the best ones that you can possibly get, I believe, is from the 70s. I do have 2000s, one that's from the 1990s, one from the 1980s, and then multiples from the 70s, some from the 40s, some from the 20s. So definitely these things are the best in quality that I have come across. Case still makes an excellent one for the 70s, but it's nowhere near on par to what you get with one of these guys. So if you guys are interested, I'd suggest picking up one to anybody. Very top quality knives, and so far excellent customer service, and I'll give you guys an update once I get it shipped in and returned. I'll give you guys an update on that for this guy right here, and let you guys know what I think of their customer service at that time and date as well. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry I didn't really have a whole lot to state in this video, but I don't know, just kind of wanted to do something a little different. So hope you guys have a good night, and thanks for watching.